You are listening to the Live and Level Gamers podcast in association with FullEffectGaming.com. See, we don't play those games. We just play those games. Level Head Game. John Shaw, K-Bomb 20, D2K, Jedi Knight. The Live and Level Gamers podcast, where gamers come to talk.
What's up, people? It's your boy Level Head back with another Live and Level Gamers podcast every Thursday, 8:30 p.m. or a little bit later, CPT time. Anyway, I got the familiar faces here as usual, missing one person. Well, two people, but one typically on tonight. But I'm going to let these dudes introduce themselves, starting with Prime. Go ahead, man. Introduce yourself.
This is myself introducing myself.
So who is that being introduced? What's that name? D2K?
I guess that's the guy's name. I'm not sure. I have to ask him.
All right, and that next dude, go ahead and introduce yourself, bro.
John Shaw, what's up, guys?
All right, so this is the Live and Level Gamers podcast. I need you guys to let us know how we doing, what you like, what you don't like. Leave us some comments and some suggested topics. One dude asked if we could get what's his name, Super Metal Dave on. I was like, I don't know how I can reach out to him, but we'll see. You know what I'm saying? Maybe start inviting some guests on here with us and pick their brain a little bit just for the fun of it. What you think about that, D2K? You think we can get Super Metal Day?
I don't know. I mean, I know he does his podcast. He doesn't do like a regular podcast every once in a while. He'll do one. He has a friend, I forgot his name, but he's done a few podcasts with him. He also does some stuff with OJ, Player Essence, and they got a whole crew together. They do their
It's
podcast
Furious
stuff
Francis.
too.
I ain't calling him OJ. It's Furious Francis.
I know, but that's what
I'm just
called,
messing.
so I'm not going to disrespect him. So.
No, I'm just messing with him.
But they do a podcast too, so I'm not sure if you want to.
Right. Yeah, we can see what we can do, man, about getting a few other. There's a few cats that be in the comments that that's kind of faithful to what we do, and I think like a few of them I might even extend the opportunity to come on and voice their thoughts with us every now and again. I think that'll be pretty cool. But anyway, so if y'all got any suggestions of individuals you would like to see us invite on for an episode here and there, or let us know, man, in the comment section. Anyway, there's a lot that has been going on. A lot of transitions going on. A lot of stuff on my channel, trying to speed things up. So check out the Level Head on the Go episodes, man. That's a new thing I do where while I'm out and about, doing my life and living my life, I might jump on my phone and record a audio clip and share with you guys on some thoughts that I'm having. This morning I was heading to work, share some thoughts, and we're going to pick that conversation up tonight. But like we always start, let's get it in with this whole what you've been gaming on, starting with the quiet one. John Shaw, what you been gaming on, man?
I'm just playing Overwatch, playing some. I just got Street Fighter, so that's what I'm playing now. It was $26 on Amazon. I don't know if it's still there for Amazon, but like over the weekend, a few days ago, it was like $26.
Okay.
So I went and got that. I said if the price is right, I get it. And it was $15 less than what I would get it on GameFly. So I was like, yeah, okay, cool. And now I know they got the story mode and everything else, some more DLC stuff in it. I'm trying to figure out how to get the DLC characters. I'm not putting no more money in this. But, so I gotta figure out how to do that. And that's all I've been playing.
Okay. You was just talking about that Street Fighters. You ain't been on that either.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out how to get that. I just popped it in today.
Oh, okay. You just popped it. Okay. That's what's up, man. All right. D2K, what you been gaming on, man?
I haven't really been doing too much gaming because I've been doing a lot of work. In terms of artwork. So.
All right, go on and elaborate on that a little bit. And if you want to check out what he's talking about, go over to FullEffectGaming.com. Shameless plug. FullEffectGaming.com. He be posting a lot of his artwork up there, man, and he sells his artwork. So hit him up on some of that stuff. But go ahead, man. Share that a little bit.
I mean, I don't know what I can really share about it. I mean, the picture's there. I mean, right now I'm doing Street Fighter V characters. So far, I'm starting off with the women. So far, I've got Juri in her new outfit. I've got Laura Matsuda, and I've got Chun-Li in her alternate costume. And I don't know who I'm doing next. It's either between Ibuki or Cammy. I'm not sure which one I'm going next. So if I do that, if I do one of those soon, then I'll do like I did before. I might post a video showing the I call them. They're basically like they're not tutorials. It's like a speed run, just showing what I'm doing. It's almost like a time lapse type thing. Me inking over the pictures that I drew. I'm not confident enough to show myself coloring it just yet. I might do that, but we'll see.
Okay. That's what's up, man. But yeah, man, I seen your latest one. I actually saw that earlier today, man. And like I said, guys, if you get a chance, go over there and check it out. You'll be surprised at how good D2K is at these animations, man. It's pretty cool. And he might be able to, because I know he does this on the side. I'm just trying to put his gift out there. If you have characters or animations that you might want, he might be able to draw you something up. I don't know if he ended doing that or not. But hey, we can see. But it's good, so go there and check it out. Also, check out all the other articles and videos and posts that we have up on that website, generating some activity over there. Man, just trying to do big things over here, man. Anyway, as far as go ahead.
I will say that I've noticed that a lot of games have been downloaded onto my Xbox lately. A lot of content, like I've got a whole bunch of DLC from Battlefield 4, like I was saying the last time there was a new thing for Battlefield 4 that was available today, and I downloaded that. It was China something or other. I'm not sure what it was, but I downloaded that. I haven't tried it out yet. Warriors Orochi 3 just downloaded onto my Xbox, and I'm like,
that's scary, man. That's kind of.
I mean, I guess these are all free games, but I don't know if I clicked on something somewhere that told them that they can do this. But I have enough room available, so it's not a big problem. But it's just weird because I don't understand why this is happening and how this started.
You got it on the automatic updates and stuff.
Probably.
And if you got Xbox Live, then it'll automatically download the latest games for you.
Okay.
You can turn it off. I got mine turned off.
All right, that's what's up. Well, as far as me, what I've been gaming on, like I'm kind of in the boat with D2K. I haven't been gaming on much. I did download that King of Fighters demo on the PlayStation 4 and was playing through that. It's all right. It's kind of needs work. It's not. I'd rather them go back to the actual drawn animation rather than the computer-generated animations. Just don't feel the same. SNK seems to do better when they are doing hand-drawn characters rather than trying to do what Tekken and Street Fighters are doing now.
You mean like digitized sprites?
Thank you. Digitized sprites. Anyone that is listening. But yeah, I'd rather them go back to what? Now, what would be the other one? That would be hand-drawn animations, or is that digitized sprites?
Well, they're still sprites, but they're talking about like cell-shaded animation or something like that.
Yeah, whatever they're doing now, I don't think it's as cool as what they usually do. But anyway, I played that, and I've been itching to jump on some Mario Kart. I don't know. I might put that in sometime this weekend to play. And even going back, I don't know. With the topic that I have set for us, I've been thinking about going back and checking out Nintendo Land to see if it, to really get my thoughts on what it was for. Because, there was the game that kind of was to showcase the gamepad. And I want to go back and revisit some of them titles and see if they were actually, how bad or good it was. So, but as far as that, I watched that Batman versus Superman extended edition. We're going to talk about that a little bit later. But pretty much that's about it for me, man. So that's it. I ain't really got nothing else to say on that. But anyway, so let's get it in, man. Won't tarry too long. We don't want to be on here all night. Start with this first topic, and this is something, like I said, that hit my thoughts this morning as I was heading to work. I got to thinking about, when Miyamoto said that Nintendo hasn't shared, the reason they didn't share the NX at E3 was because, for one, they wanted to have games ready to go. Well, no, they said they had a secret innovation that they were scared other people were going to steal. So they chose not to show it at E3. And I got to thinking about all the previous generations of Nintendo platforms. We have always had a game to kind of showcase that new innovation or tech or idea, ingenuity that Nintendo is trying to introduce to consumers and their fan base. With the N64, it was Mario 64 and the analog and the 360 control and all that stuff that they was doing there. And with the GameCube, D2K had an excellent article up on FullEffectGaming.com where he revealed with Luigi's Mansions, they intended to showcase an element that I didn't know was even in the GameCube, which was 3D technology, but because it was too expensive for the market, they chose not to go that way. But Luigi Mansion was going to be this game to showcase the technology behind the GameCube, which ended up being what the version on the 3DS ended up being. So then when the Wii came out, you had Zelda Twilight Princess. There is like a big brother or a big sister with Link, and the big sister was Zelda and the big brother with Link to watch over the system, so to speak. But it was Wii Sports that brought the Wii into and made the Wii so desirable to all the consumers and fan base, and the big boom that the Wii was. Then with the Wii U, it was Nintendo Land coupled with Super Mario U, which wasn't good. So how important, now I guess I'll throw this to D2K first and then we'll jump to John Shaw. D2K, how important do you think this game, because they got to be making a game to showcase this innovation, and I don't think that Zelda Breath of the Wild is that game. How important is this game going to be? Go ahead.
Well, it's hard to say because we don't know what the NX is, so
right.
It's hard to even suggest on what it could be.
Not
or in terms of the importance of it. Yeah. Again, we don't know what the NX is, so it's hard to even suggest on how important the game would be to show off whatever hook that the NX is going to have. I mean, it's just too much guesswork in all this. Until we get something definitive about what the NX is, I'm not really sure that you can really even suggest. I mean, there's so many things that have been thrown out there about it, about what it could be, and I mean, it could be portable, or it could be multiple devices, or it could be a hybrid, or it could have AR, or it could have VR, or it could just be straight box. We don't know. We don't know what it's going to do. So obviously, if they have some type of gimmick, it's going to be important to have a game to show off the reason why a consumer should go into their pockets and pull out their wallet for this console. it has to be something that is like if it's especially if anything what we've heard is true, then whatever gimmick it is going to have to be pretty damn good in order to get people to go away from what they already have. So I'm not really sure what it could be. I mean, I know they have something. They never come out with a console that doesn't have something to show up what the hardware can do. But I don't think it'll be a Mario game. I don't think it'll be. But no, it's not Zelda. Zelda's not going to show up. What's special about it? Maybe Metroid. Who knows? I mean, we have not heard a peep out of Retro Studios and ever since Tropical Freeze wrapped up production. So, and then an anonymous tweet that they had at E3 last year, not this one, but the previous one, they were talking about Barrels of Fun or something like that, which kind of scared me because it made me think they might be going to the Donkey Kong route again. But we haven't heard from them for a while, so maybe they got something that's a brand new IP with brand new concept that shows off what the NS can do.
Okay. Judge Shaw, I know we can't really speculate on what the game will be, but how important do you think this game will be when it comes to presenting this new, I guess, innovation or new ideal or concept with their system?
If the gimmick is the main thing, then it's going to be very important that they have some kind of game to showcase it, and it's going to have to be ready at launch too. So, I mean, if that's the main thing of it, if that's not the main thing, it's just like if that's like a side attraction, then it's not that important.
I ain't think about that. Yeah. Okay. That's a good way to put it. Go ahead. Continue.
I don't know. That's all. I mean, I don't know what it is. I had no idea what it is. I don't like. Truth be told, I don't know what's going on. It's like this. Like I said, this is the best kept secret ever. Cause we don't know nothing. No games. Right. Nothing. I was like, it's weird.
Yeah, the reason I was thinking about it because, like I said, that's why I want to go back and check out Nintendo Lane.
I need they soldiers. I need them. So I can
ninjas.
My payroll, yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Well, I was just thinking about I was thinking about Wii Sports and how, with the Wii it was code name or tag name the Revolution and Wii Sports was kind of revolutionary. It really changed gaming for a good 3-4 years. It just really turned gaming upside down. And
something just popped into my sorry for interrupting, but something just popped into my mind when you said that. Because Super Metal Dave did a video about this, and it was something about the whole NX name and the cross symbol, the X being a cross symbol, and cross gameplay and cross, in terms of the audience that you're going through. It's not just it's something that would just it's basically what the name stands for, cross play, and whatever it is could have something to do with that. I mean, it could be some type of game that, to me, if you really think about it, the game that probably the IP that will most benefit from something like that would be Pokemon. And we've heard rumors that there's a Pokemon, a Mario, and there's something else that's in development for the NX within the launch window. Now, that's an idea that I had, was that, with this whole Pokemon Go phenomenon, how awesome it would be, all these Pokemon that you catch and walking down the street, you can take them, hook them up to the NX, train them, and then have like a Pokemon Stadium type game where you can actually battle against other people.
Okay, that's cool. Well, I'm honestly thinking that with the trend that's been going on, I know they said they are departing from the whole Wii brand, and what they did on the Wii and Wii Sports and Nintendo Land was how they kind of presented the Wii. And if they do make a kind of trend back to earlier platforms and hardware, with the N64 GameCube, then they did use one of their prominent IPs to push the game. I just don't think it's Zelda. I mean, I don't think it's Zelda Breath of the Wild, because I believe since Zelda Breath of the Wild started on the Wii U and is going to be released simultaneously with the Wii U, I don't see them drastically changing things to utilize this, whatever this secret idea is for the NX. I don't, like what they did with Twilight Princess with the waggle. I don't see them doing that this time. And
Enuma said as much. They will not be doing that.
Right. So I don't see Zelda Breath of the Wild being that game. I think it's going to be the game that secures the NX. It's the game that's going to make folks take the NX serious, or at least consider getting the NX. But it's not the game that's going to demonstrate the nuance, the new idea of the NX. And I believe it's going to be, I would lean to it being a new IP that is totally catered to that experience. And looking at going back to the Wii U and Nintendo Land, I don't know if, and I address this question, I throw this question out to you, D2K and John Shaw. What do you think that it was Nintendo Land not being strong enough to carry it wasn't strong enough of a title, or was it the fact that it was coupled with New Super Mario Bros. U as a launch title that caused Nintendo Land not to get enough attention, I guess, so to speak? Like with Wii Sports, you had Twilight Princess there as the reason you bought it was for Twilight Princess, and then Wii Sports just turned into this phenomenon of a great game that you wasn't checking for, but it turned out to be the thing to play on the Wii, whereas when they was trying to make Nintendo Land be that game, it wasn't. And I think that's what caused the Wii U to kind of stumble out the gate, was Nintendo Land and New Super Mario Bros. U. That makes sense?
I mean, the way I look at it is that for me personally, I was kind of disappointed with Nintendo Land because the game wasn't what I thought it was going to be.
Okay.
I thought
go into details on that.
I thought Nintendo Land was going to be a type of game where it was going to be kind of open world-ish, where Nintendo will keep adding games to the park, and the park will keep expanding over time. It wouldn't just be stuck with what you already had. They would come up with new mini games that would appear in the park over time. I thought that's what they were going to do. Maybe they did plan on doing that, but then they saw the reception wasn't going the way they wanted, and they just said, forget it. But the game itself it felt like basically a play full of appetizers. Wii Sports was a game. It was a video game. I mean, it wasn't, you could sit there and play the bowling all day long and be satisfied. You could play the baseball all day long and be satisfied. Not so much the boxing, but,
everything else, yeah, you could, though.
But, with the golf, too. I mean, I love playing that golf. You could sit there and play those mini games all day long and be perfectly fine. There was nothing that was there on Nintendo Land that you would say, this is worth the price of admission alone. Everything felt like a playful appetizers. And it never felt like a complete game. It felt like it was incomplete. And that's one of the problems that, like you just said, you had the incomplete game of Nintendo Land, but at the same time, you had New Super Mario Bros. U, when people were like, I already played this.
Mm-hmm.
This is New Super Mario Brothers. I mean, granted, it's a different story, and it's different. You got new power-ups and a new suit and all that stuff, but it's the same thing. I can play this on the Wii. I can play this on the DS, 3DS. I don't want to play this on my Wii U. This is not what I bought my next-gen console for to do. I want a real Mario game. We didn't get that until 2013. So,
Piggybacking on what you said, and I'm going to bring John in here. To me, what Nintendo Land failed at was being easily understood, far as like my wife and those who understood Wii Sports. Nintendo Land really didn't translate well. Like the games on there, didn't translate real. Like you had the game where you chasing Mario, or that game was cool for like you said, but you got tired of playing it after a while. And then the Zelda game really just didn't translate to my wife and to other individuals that could pick up Wii and Wii Sports and easily understand what's going on and what to do and why this is fun and why you can enjoy this. There was no game on Nintendo Land like that. Metroid was too complicated for
the Octopus game. I would say because that was pretty simple to understand.
Yeah, that was, my wife did play that a lot, but it wasn't enough for those type of games. But let's throw it to John Shaw and let him give his thoughts on this, man. Because I think this is very important. This is something Nintendo got to get right. If there is some type of gimmick I don't want to like to use the word gimmick. If there's some new creative idea that they try to sell to the public, it has to be married with a game that truly captures and presents that well. Go ahead, John Shaw. You on mute too if you didn't know. All right.
Basically, that's the same thing what D2K was saying, because like Zelda wasn't even on my radar. I was gonna get it for the GameCube, and if I was gonna get it, but and I wasn't really paying attention to the Wii U till I played the Wii U Sports. I mean not Wii U, but Wii Sports. And so when I played Wii Sports, that's what sold me. I was like, I didn't care about nothing else that was on it. That's what sold me, because I was sitting there, I was like,
right.
I was on that, you know what I'm saying, for a long time. I had stopped playing my other systems. I was on that for a while. Just doing that, arms hurting and everything.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then I got that Mortal Kombat, was waggling in that too. Then they got that Medal of Honor, and they got the little adapter for it, the shooting adapter. Yeah, that's what I was on. It was like, because I was sold on what the Wii did. You know what I'm saying? That motion controls is what did it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, before it's the Nintendo Land, I don't know. There's something about it. It's just half the stuff you went and had to go put the Wiimotes in.
I didn't think about that. Yeah, they didn't utilize the gamepad much. As far as the Wii was still the center, the showcase. The Wiimote was anyway. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I was like, but then half those games, I don't know. I didn't feel like it was a game. And then like you said, I would rather play Mario than play that. So that's what I was on, was Mario. And then also I had Call of Duty, so Call of Duty with the touchpad and stuff like that. I was like, I was on that. I was like, Nintendo Land, matter of fact, I ain't even touched it since I opened it.
But you know what? What sold me on the Wii U wasn't even a Nintendo game. It was a third-party game. It was Batman Arkham City. That's what actually showed me what the gamepad could do. And I was like,
Call of Duty got me.
Yeah,
I never played. You know what? I never played that game because I was still kind of upset that it was an old game, and I was like, you know what? I never bought it, but I heard so much praise about it that I wish I would have, and I might still go out and find it just to see what all the
It's worth picking up if it's in a bargain bin somewhere. It's definitely worth playing through. You got some time.
Yeah, I know. See, and that's what that's my issue. Like with the Wii U, there was no clear game that all the types of gamers that was going to be appealed to with the Wii U. They didn't have that one game that really appealed to all of us and all our tastes, at different levels of, what type of gamer we was. Were we a casual gamer? Were we hardcore? Were we, at our different levels, they didn't have that one game that appealed and hit all of us in one swoop. Like Wii Sports Resort, like you said, D2K, was a game, even though they was meant to be mini games that just demonstrated the technology. It turned into a phenomenon that pretty much engulfed and usurped every other experience for a while. Even Twilight Princess had to bow at the altar of Wii Sports, and it was just that deal. And then for the hardcore gamers like myself, you, and I ain't gonna say I'm a hardcore gamer. For the core gamers like us, and I would say John Shaw is a hardcore gamer. When Metroid Prime Corruption came out, that's when we got to see even more of this innovative ideal of the Wiimote and nunchuck, and you know what I'm saying, turning keys and pulling out little things here and swinging your I don't know, grapple hook and all that swing. It was just Metroid Prime 3 Corruption was that game for us that showed that was an extension of what Wii Sports was for everybody. And you know, like, cause to me, Mario Galaxy really didn't really showcase the technology. It was just a great game. But Metroid Prime was a great game that actually.
I don't know about that. I don't
like
agree
with the
with
waggle
that.
with the okay. Let me say it like this. You this might be controversial, so let me just put it how you. I don't think anybody got to agree with it. But to me, the waggling the Wii remote to do Mario spin, it was almost akin to Donkey Kong when you stomp the ground by paddling the controllers. I can do without that, and the star bits and all that was cool, but I found myself not really doing it a lot. I just found myself playing Mario, like. But with Metroid Prime, those controls was everything. It was all in the game. It was, you had no choice but to take full advantage of what the Wii Mote and Nunchuck was about. Whereas Mario, you didn't have to if you didn't want to. Outside of shaking it to spin, everything else was just a great game to me.
No, I mean, it's been a while since I played any of the Galaxy games, but there's one part that, you know, it just really showcased what the Wiimote can do, and that was the part where you're balancing on the bowling ball or the ball, whatever that is, and using the accelerometer and stuff like that is ingenious. You know,
I get you. Okay,
and it's super, and it's I mean, it's super hard to do, and it's really frustrating. But that's the type of stuff like, okay, I see you, Nintendo.
Right. I totally forgot about those particular aspects or stages. I was just talking about the core, running around the stage, jumping on Goombas, jumping off walls. All that was the Wii remote didn't add anything to that. But what you're talking about, yes, you're right. That was the Wiimote did serve a huge purpose. But with Metroid Prime 3, the Wiimote nunchuck was everything about the game. It was, you know, with what you did had everything to do with the idea of the Wiimote and nunchuck and this new innovation of motion controls. And like I said, with Wii Sports, that trains you on how to play Metroid Prime and other games that utilized it that well, and then eventually Skyward Sword. You know what I'm saying? But I'm thinking whatever comes with the NX has to be as good as Wii Sports, but it can't be Wii Sports because they messed that up on the Wii U. So I don't think they can come back to Wii Sports and try to make. They might be able, but I doubt that'll be what they would do. But go ahead, John Shaw, and we can move on from this topic once you share your thoughts.
What are we talking about?
I'm just saying what I.
Well,
good.
We were on the same other topic, wasn't we?
No, we just talking, just shooting the breeze on this topic.
That's all I had to say on the thing with Wii U. I don't know, Nintendo Land didn't do it for me. And then I don't think they did have a game that really showcased all the third party did it for real. I mean, you had what is that game? The little creature things in space.
Creature things in space.
Well, you got the little strawberries and the fruit and all the
Pikmin.
Things. Yeah, Pikmin.
Pikmin. Yeah.
That came much later, but I mean, Rayman was supposed to show off everything right away, but of course, Ubisoft delayed that. But that Rayman talked a lot of people into the door.
Yeah, it was, because that's
when people went to their Best Buys or to GameSpot or wherever, and they play Rayman Legends, like, okay, I'm gonna have to check this out. When you play, especially like the Castle Rock thing, I'm like, this is hype right here, you know. And then we didn't get to play it until October. So, like,
right. Actually, K-Bomb 20, if he was on the podcast, he said that, man, when he went and played the Wii U for the first time and played that Rayman's Legend, it almost made him want to get it because of the collaboration with when you can do co-op and one person controls the gamepad while the other person controls Rayman on the stage or whatever character has been utilized at that time. He said that really hooked him. But again, when Ubisoft delayed the game to be released alongside Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3, that was another kind of nail in the coffin of the Wii U, because that game was actually showcasing what the Wii U and gamepad was all about. I forgot about that too. That game should have been at launch, man. They should have pushed Mario, and this might be controversial again. They probably should have pushed Mario U back and let Rayman Legend be the game alongside Nintendo Land.
I'll go you one better. They should have just gone ahead and shelved that for the Wii U or put it on the 3DS or something, because that would have created even more anticipation for Mario 3D World. And maybe the time that they spent porting that engine over to the Wii U, making that game for the Wii U, they could have spent adding more to Mario 3D World, making that game more robust and having more replay value.
Right. Well, now that I think about it, I think it was Ubisoft who delayed Rayman Legend from the actual launch window to where they delayed it to and then delayed it again. It was actually supposed to be in the launch window of November, December, but they delayed it for whatever reason, maybe because of New Super Mario Bros. U, we don't know. But they wasn't done with it, so they delayed it to that February. Then after they saw the sales and the reception wasn't good, they totally pushed it to the end of the year again, or that following year. So or the end of that year. So anyway, just an interesting thought. So guys, all you guys that's listening, leave your thoughts on this in the comment section, man. How important is the game that is going to demonstrate this new secret ideal of Nintendo's? How important is this game? Because it's going to carry, and it's going to be the game that kind of brings us into reception and acceptance and embracing of this new idea. So let us know how important you think it is, or is Zelda Breath of the Wild all you caring about? Anyway, so let's move on. Let me send a shout out to the Game Informer. I got this from him. He sent me he tagged me in a post on Twitter with a post from IGN, them having like a podcast where they discussed Sonic the Hedgehog, all the Sonic games, and they was literally saying that the Sonic games were never good, and we've been basically lying for the last 20 plus years that the Sonic games were never really good. And of course, I gave him my thoughts on it, and I thought it'd be a good topic to discuss here. Was Sonic ever really a good game? Question mark. John Shaw, give me your thoughts on the Sonic series. The original Sonic, Sonic 2, all the way up to what we get into this day. Was Sonic ever a good game to you, or just give me your thoughts on Sonic and what made it special to you or not special. Go ahead.
When Sonic did what Sonic was supposed to do, it was cool. It's when, it's when they tried to trend, when Mario 64 came out, then they decided they wanted to do 3D, and that's when I think they messed up, because Sonic is not the way Sonic. What captures Sonic is the speed and the it's just there's a platforminess of it.
Now, didn't they try a 3D Sonic game on the Saturn? If I'm not mistaken, I thought they had one.
That's the one so somebody didn't get it.
There was a.
It was. I think it was one on the Saturn. It was.
I know it was one on the Dreamcast.
Dreamcast. I know that one, but I think it was like one.
I hated that damn game.
Sonic Adventure.
Yeah, I ain't like that. When they went 3D, I just didn't like. I don't like none of them 3D. I like 1, 2, and 3. And that's all I like. Cause it's like it's Sonic. It's what Sonic's supposed to be. It's a platformer. It's a speed platformer, and it's just like the speediness of it, the little different quirky, little enemies and stuff like that. And I don't know. It's like the timing and stuff like that. But just when it seems like they lost all that when they went 3D. See, Mario transitions good. Well, Mario transitioned well going from 2D to 3D because it's a world. But Sonic, Sonic needs to be a 2D side scroll. It needs to be that's where it needs to be. Like 3D just doesn't to me 3D doesn't suit it well. I've never enjoyed any of the 3D ones at all.
Yeah, I agree with the 3D. Anyway, let me say my thoughts. Go ahead and finish what you saying. Then
That's all. I don't like none of the other 1, 2, and 3. That's all I like.
Okay, D2K.
For the people who would say that Sonic was never a good game, cue the sound effect.
Oh, okay.
Slap yourself! Stupid!
I mean, they need to be drug out in the middle of the street and slapped with a tire iron, really. They're just, I mean, this is kind of going to bridge into what we're going to talk about later in terms of people who just want to be on the opposite side of everybody else to draw attention to themselves. But I kind of feel like that's what's going on with this particular conversation of where this came from, to even suggest such a thing.
IGN, yeah.
You know, I mean, you can't spell ignorance without IGN, but that's another comment, a situation. But it's like John said. Obviously, Sonic flourished in the 2D environment. It was really designed for that. I personally love Sonic Adventure 1. I wasn't a fan of Sonic Adventure 2. I wasn't a fan of Sonic, the first Sonic game, or that was on the Wii. I think it was Sonic the Ring, Secret of the Rings, or something like that.
Yeah,
the Secret Rings, something like
I know
that.
what you're talking about.
It felt like it was on, well, it was on rails, and you didn't really feel like you were in control of Sonic. It felt like, those little cars that had that orange thing, you pull it out and and you roll them down the that's what it kind of felt like with that, and I didn't enjoy that. They kind of redeemed themselves a little bit with Sonic Colors, because it had 2D aspects to it. It would switch back from 2D to 3D, and it was very fast, and it kind of like it had the best blend of both worlds. Sonic Generations, I never played that, but I've heard a lot of people say good things about that game. It was on the Xbox 360, PlayStation 3, I believe. Sonic definitely was a good game. It's not now. I think 3D has definitely hurt it a lot, and I think that with the technology that they have today, there's so much that they could do with a 2D Sonic that would be just unbelievable. I just hope that the new Sonic games that they're working on have some of this built into it, because I looked at like the what was it, the Strider that the independent studio made, that was on the PlayStation, it was on the PlayStation 3, the Strider game. Mm-hmm. I'm looking at that, and I'm looking at some other 2D games, some indie 2D games, and I'm like, there's still a lot.
They had a Strider for the PS4 too, I think.
This was up the PS4. That's what I meant. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry. That's what I was trying to say. And like matter of fact, I remember like playing the Ducktales Remastered on the Wii U, and I'm like, man, this is awesome. I mean, they remastered it in HD graphics and whatnot, but it was still basically the same game. But I'm like, there's so much more that can be done with 2D, and they just don't do it. I mean, this is a perfect example that 2D can be done again. And then you see what that game that what was that Cuphead game? That's if someday it will come out, perhaps, hopefully. But it's all. I mean, that is brilliant that they all that's hand-drawn animation and they made it into a game. There's so much they could do with Sonic in a 2D environment. They just need to be, brazen enough to do it, and adventurous enough to do it.
Okay. Um, when I was watching, I watched part of the conversation on IGN, and I would say, to me, they was pretty much dumping. I think just going overboard and just going into a place to where you couldn't really take them serious if they even thought that the game, was questionable when it being a good game. You couldn't take them serious, and they point serious the way they were dumping on this game and the way that they were sharing their points and opinions. It just to me seemed like they was really just putting on for the sake of putting on. But it did make me think. I ain't gonna sit up here and lie. I had to think about it. And I began to think about Sonic, and I really never played the original Sonic. I played it here and there because I didn't own a Genesis at that time. So it was when I would go over some friends who owned a Genesis. I get a few little sit downs here and there, and of course back then, because you didn't have it, you tried to psych yourself into not enjoying it because all you had was Mario. But this is what I told the Game Informer, that to me Sonic was cool as a character, cool universe, okay game. And the reason I say that because I had to think about it, I was like, I thought Sonic the character was cool. I just thought he was cooler than Mario, his attitude, what he done, and the speed and the music and he felt like almost like the Attitude Era of WWF when Stone Cold and The Rock and all them kind of was the opposite of what Hogan and all them were. Sonic was the opposite of Mario. He was cool. He was the dude that you would want to hang with, whereas Mario was a better game, but Mario really didn't have no identity at that time, where Sonic had all this character and identity, and I kind of resonated with me, and I kind of was attracted to that. And then the music, the rock and the kind of hip urban mixture of rock and urban type music, that kind of drew me in. And then the speed, like how he would rip through a stage, like especially on Sonic 2, the second stage, like the Metal City. I don't remember what it was called. I just know it was silver and metal everywhere, and Sonic just ripping through this stage. But then I thought about it. I said, okay, all that was cool with that, and like when he would balance on the edge of the cliff and do that thing, or he'd stick his finger up and do the no like Matumbo thing. That was all just. All right, he'd get impatient and
he had a lot more personality.
Yeah, he had character, like personality, where Mario, outside of the cartoon, the game Mario really didn't have no, in the game, outside of he was just nimble and agile, but Sonic had all this attitude, this, like you said, this character, and that all drew me in. But I got to thinking about it, D2K and Jean-Sean, I was like, but was it a good game? And I was like, most of it felt like you really wasn't controlling it. You was, a few parts you were, and you jumping on the things and bouncing back and forth and charging and everything, but most of the game was just you blazing through these obstacles where Sonic was glued to the actual obstacle. So I didn't know how to feel. I was like, okay, they kind of justified, but where they going with is egregious. But it is a fair question. Was Sonic actually a good game, or was Sonic just so cool it didn't matter? And I don't know how to answer it. So I don't know.
It was a good game. It was like, see, what's the whole point where people were saying, like, where you just glued to the screen, that's like, it was testing your reaction time to different things, because like when you speed through the little things, whatever, right? If you hit the jump button at a certain time, you go to certain different aspects of the level or whatever. That's where you found the secrets and stuff, and you found the secrets and you found all the different pathways to get through the stage quicker or whatever. It was just I don't know. It was just a whole lot of different things, and then that with the backgrounds and the different things going on in it, then the music going and the music with it too. It was an awesome game.
Yes.
Yeah, and actually, Michael Jackson did some tracks for Sonic 3, I believe.
Yeah.
That just goes to show you just how popular Sonic was during that time. I mean, that was really what put. I mean, you know, the commercials obviously is what, you know, got Genesis people. That was the Sega making a loud noise in the room after Nintendo had a stranglehold in the game industry. People look at these Genesis Does commercials like, whoa, what was that? But then when Sonic came out, they said, okay, they're not playing.
Right.
They for real. You know, this
Sonic was just a cool. Sonic was just, and he's still cool. I mean, Sonic was a cool that I would say Mario just now starting to. I would say the last generation or two, Mario started getting to that cool. But originally Mario wasn't cool like.
I don't think Mario's ever been cool. I don't think Mario.
I think Mario cool now.
No, I don't think Mario has ever been quote unquote cool. I mean, Mario. I mean, there have been things that Mario has done that have been cool-ish, but I don't think that I've ever seen people say, "Oh, Mario is cool." Like Mario is a cool character. No. I mean, it doesn't. Well, everything that you were saying about Sonic and all all of the what he portrays. I never felt anything like that from Mario. I mean, it just seems like he has a job to do. He has a purpose. He has some personality, but it's more of a goofy personality. It's not, you know, he's like you said, he fits more like you were comparing it to wrestling. Mario fits more into like the Federation era, and Sonic is more like the Attitude era or the Ruthless Aggression era, you know. So I just kind of, I don't think Mario ever really crossed that point of being cool. I can see Link is cool, you know, Star Fox is cool, you know.
That's an interesting topic. Go ahead, finish your thought. But you made me think of something. Go ahead.
You know, I mean, Samus is cool, you know, but I can't see Mario in that light. I just can't.
Let's entertain it for a second. Cause all of Nintendo characters. Splatoon, they cool. Them characters cool. Those are cool. The Ink kids, they cool. All right. But you said Zelda or Link. I can't say Link is cool. It's like you said with Mario. They have a purpose. They have a job, and they out to do their job. And it's not about them. It's about what they're doing. Whereas Sonic, it was about him. Not necessarily what he was doing, but you wanted to do whatever he was doing because it was him doing it.
Right.
And I'm like, wow, does Nintendo have lifeless characters who does cool things in games, but the character itself has no real identity?
I'm not going to call Mario lifeless now. I'm just saying.
I mean, cool. What I mean is, I think Mario has graduated to where that I would say he's cool now, not because of what necessarily Nintendo has done with him, but I would say what the fan base has done with Mario. Like, you can Google Mario and all the artistic, you know, and the way someone with the shades or the Mario with the shoulders folded with his foot on the wall leaning back.
That's
us doing it.
No, when I saw that picture, of Mario from the Dance Revolution, I was done. I was done after that. I'm like, they just went way too far. Mario sitting up there with his legs spread out, looked like he tried to do the helicopter. This is terrible. I'm just like, that was just trying too hard to make Mario.
He gets an honorary pass to cool. Like, he ain't Sonic, whereas Sonic is just cool. The character was designed to be cool. Mario is cool because he just been a great, consistent game and a character that's been consistent, and you have learned to accept him into, you know, the cool group. Or you can hang with us not because you cool, but we accept you, and since we are cool, you are cool. I guess that's Mario.
I can get down with that.
So he the dude that everyone is cool with. He might not be the most popular.
He cool with the cool people. He not cool with himself. Right. But he not. If he's in the room by himself, he ain't cool. But he get the kick.
He don't stand out.
Yeah.
Right. He the nerd that blew up, and everybody got to take. You got to take nerd.
He kind of like Steve Urkel. You know, Steve Urkel
No,
was a nerd.
I don't think that's.
No, hold on. Let me say.
Yeah.
Steve Urkel was a nerd.
Go ahead.
Steve Urkel was a nerd, but he was cool. He wasn't he was annoying, but he was a cool nerd. He was a nerd that everybody liked. You know, he was a light.
Right.
They weren't ashamed to hang out with him. They weren't ashamed to have him over for dinner and stuff like that. I mean, you know, they were hope he didn't show up, but
Laura got tired of him.
But no, see, over the years, they became friends, and then she eventually fell for him. But, you know, he wasn't like, at the beginning, he was super, super, super uncool. I mean, he was like, my goodness, how could this? But after a while, it's like he would do things like he did the Urkel dance, and he had it in the talking Urkel doll and the Urkel cereal, and you know, he's on our Arsenio Hall show, and then we found out he actually can hoop. Mm-hmm. He was on the Rocket Jock B-Ball Jam hitting J's and stuff. Like, this dude is cool, you know.
Yeah. So basically, he was a character that wasn't supposed to be cool, but became cool.
Right.
Because I would say that's Mario. Mario wasn't supposed to be cool, but he just became cool. You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't nothing about him per se. It ain't his looks. It ain't his style. It's just you just like him. I mean, because Sonic looks cool. He acts cool. He is cool. Everything that makes Sonic what it is all hinging off his coolness, whereas Mario is what he does in the game. You know, John Shaw, jump in here, man. You letting us geek out over here. You ain't saying nothing.
Man, I don't know. I don't even know what y'all talking about, man.
We talking about was Mario cool? Cause Sonic was cool. Sonic was a cool character. Was Mario ever cool?
I just don't know. I don't get the conversation.
You ain't comfortable with this conversation.
I just don't understand the conversation. It's like
when you look at go back to your childhood when you first saw Sonic. Was Sonic a cool? Just forget the game. The character itself, was he cool?
I guess.
Why you been? Come on, you a comic book person, man. You know when you saw a Wolverine for the first time, he was cool to you.
Yeah, Wolverine was cool.
Oh,
that motherfucker was cool.
Right.
That motherfucker, yeah. You talking about Sonic and Mario? That ain't cool to me. Some Wolverine, that's the dude right there.
But you gotta keep it in context of what I'm saying. We talking about when we were kids. When I was 10, 11 years old. Yeah, when I was 11 years old.
I went out and got chopsticks and I act like I was Wolverine. You know what I'm saying?
When I was 11 years old, when I first saw, well, I don't know how old I was when I first saw Sonic. I would say I was about 11 or 12. 10, 11, 12, somewhere around there.
He was more interesting than Mario because he talked and... I don't know. I ain't gonna lie, because that whole Sega just went to Sega. That just blew my mind right there. I was like, oh shit!
Right, there you go. That's exactly what I'm talking about. We all had that Nintendo with the robot, and what was the robot name? I can't think of the robot name. Rob the Robot, and it wasn't cool until you played it. Like you had to play Mario to get it. You couldn't look at Mario and be like, oh, I want to. No, you had to literally see somebody playing and be like, oh, let me try this out, and then it clicked. Like, oh my God, what is this? This is.
I mean, it's like the Mario games were cool.
That's what I mean. That's exactly what I mean.
Not the character Mario himself was cool. I mean, like the coolest thing that I've ever seen in video game history to this day was when they unveiled Super Mario Brothers 3 in the Wizard movie. I mean, you have them play. They're having a game tournament. These two dudes make it to the finals. They don't know what's going on, and they say, in the final games, you're gonna play Super Mario Brothers 3, and we like, what? We had no idea this game was even coming out, and that's how you unveil a brand new game in a movie? That was the coolest thing ever done.
Yeah, that was cool. That was crazy.
And then even the commercial that advertised Mario Brothers 3 with the people saying like, Mario, Mario, and they start more and more
Right.
people, and they zooms out, and there's Mario's face on the United States. You know, stuff like that. The concept of the game was cool. The character,
Right.
I'm sorry.
Right. I was working on a video, man, where I got this alternate character, or this new character I'm working on called Dude Bro. And I got all the old videos, all the old commercials, and the video was going to be called When Nintendo Was Dude Bro. And if you go back and you look at all those old videos, man, yeah, they were Dude Bro. And like with that video you talking about, the video with the power glove, but Mario himself, him as a character, he was too, I don't know, I guess too happy to be cool. He was too jolly to be cool. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. Anyway, but going on that again, do Nintendo have, outside of Splatoon and maybe Kid Icarus, does Nintendo have any actually cool characters that's just Donkey Kong? Donkey Kong cool.
Well, I'll say that when he was kind of reinvented for Donkey Kong Country, I think that's when he became cool.
Okay.
That's what I would
True.
say for Mario too, because like Mario wasn't cool till later on when he actually you could develop when him and Luigi kind of develop a little difference to him. Because like on Mario,
Luigi in some kind of way became cool all of a sudden, like especially Luigi stare on Mario 8. Mario Kart 8, Luigi's death stare.
Yeah, because like
go ahead.
Back in the day, like Mario, Super Mario 1 it's like they was just, I don't know, it's just insane. They wasn't different. It was just Mario. It was like, okay, he red and the other one green. That's all it was. And it's like, I mean,
right, true.
The Super Mario 2, which wasn't started off as something else, but they made into a Mario game. You saw they were different characters. Like Mario had different powers, Luigi had different powers, Toad, Princess, you know. That's when they first got different. That's when Mario first got not a personality, but you saw that they were different. They weren't the same character. But then they went right back to that with Mario 3 with the same character, but it's just green and red, you know.
Yeah.
I say Super Mario World, Mario was cool.
Yeah, he can fly. He had the cape. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you know, but he never was Sonic. He was never Sonic as a character. I would say that didn't happen until probably, I would say N64
Sonic just had the better cartoon though.
Yeah, you actually had Steve Urkel doing his voice, by the way, which was kind of funny and ironic, you know.
Yeah, I would say though, as from beginning to end, well, Sonic ain't cool now. Even his character is just. I feel sorry for Sonic, but Sonic started off a cool character in a decent game, a larger-than-life character in a decent game, where Mario had a larger-than-life game and morphed into a cool character, and then the icon that he is today. You know, where Sonic, I guess his fame and his star run kind of dropped a little bit to where you got to co-star with Mario just to be relevant. Now, because he ain't, and I don't say that to offend any Sonic fan, but let's be true.
It's the
Sonic
truth.
on his own would have folded a long time ago if he not have cameos with Mario. Mario has literally saved Sonic. It's like what Jay-Z said to Nas: had I not made the takeover, you wouldn't have had an opportunity to make an ether, and your light was dimming until I to make the takeover and breathe life back into your career. You can kind of hear that Jay-Z-ness fan that's coming out of me. Anyway, Sonic needed Mario to breathe life back into the franchise, and it still ain't saved it, but it's preserved it and allow it to linger on or limp on. I think Sega should give Sonic to Nintendo. That's my honest opinion. Let Nintendo have that character. You might as well, and I think Capcom need to let Nintendo have Mega Man. That's just my opinion. I think Nintendo should either try to buy those characters and do something with them, because I think Nintendo can do more with Sonic than Sega can at this moment. And I think they got better ideas for Mega Man than Capcom. I mean, the character design in Super Mario Super Smash Brothers is crazy for Mega Man. But anyway, we done talked about this long enough. Y'all want to move on? Or you got any more thoughts on it?
No more thoughts.
Okay, all right. So to end it off, yes, I think Sonic was always cool, but I don't think the game was necessarily the greatest. But everybody else says they think Sonic was just was a good game that ended up being hurt and hampered by 3D worlds trying to go 3D. So let's move on, man. I can't think of the name of the YouTube channel that I was watching, but they did a review on Batman versus Superman, and they really, in the same sense of IGN, really beat up on this movie in the kind of way that I thought they were just being biased, where they said it was literal garbage. The storyline was garbage. Superman had no character. He was boring. Lois Lane was boring. That was the worst Batman ever. When does Batman start killing people? Which I thought was a good point. All right, loose ends in the story. Why is Wonder Woman here? Why did Flash? He really went in on a 39-minute rant, and I'll find a YouTuber. But I wanted to bring this back up because I told John Shaw last podcast that I watched the extended edition, and to me, this movie was good, but I had to backtrack on some things that I wanted to discuss it. But jumping to D2K, because I know John Shaw gonna say it's garbage. I already know what John Shaw gonna say. D2K, what you think about that, man? Is this movie, is it truly garbage? Like everyone is saying with Metacritic, the score it got, all the criticism. Is this movie garbage? No. Revisiting this movie. Go ahead.
No, it's not garbage. There's no way. It's not even a logical argument to even say that. At all. It's one thing to say that this doesn't speak to me. I'm not entertained by this. This movie wasn't what I was expecting. This movie didn't live up to expectations. This movie messed things up, added things in there that shouldn't have been in there. They blew their load too early with Doomsday. Blah, 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 yakety schmackety. To say this utter garbage is utter garbage, and the person that says that is utter garbage as far as I'm concerned. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion, but some opinions just need to be kept in their damn mouth. Seriously. I mean, it just, stuff like this annoys me because people, this is what, and this is, I kind of touched on this in the blog that I did, blog I did on fulleffectgaming.com talking about titled Prisoners of the Moment. And what people have the tendency of doing is that they wait until their emotions are at an absolute high, and then they start doing their thinking at that point. And when they I
might be guilty of that. I like how you put that.
and when it comes to something like this, you know, so there was a lot of expectations coming into the movie that didn't live up to it. Blah blah blah. Whatever. We're not going to go over all that stuff. But the point is that this extended version basically filled in a lot of holes that were in the theatrical version. Doesn't make the movie perfect. Doesn't fix the Doomsday problem. But it does make a lot of things that didn't make sense actually make sense. And from a purely entertainment standpoint, where you're just saying, I just want to watch a good movie, it's a good movie to watch. Is it too long? Yeah. But it kind of has to be that way in order for it to make sense. We already know why it's too long. It's because you're basically cramming 2 or 3 movies into one film. You know, I mean, this basically should have been a Batman only movie. You know, if you wanted to retell the Batman story with a new Batman, a new Bruce Wayne, it should have been just Batman. You should have just held off, had another Superman movie, and then the Wonder Woman movie's coming out next year, and then brought them together to start the Justice League to get that ball rolling. But they didn't do that because they're trying to keep up with Marvel. We already chased that rabbit, and we're not going to chase it again. But the point is that, you know, people say things like this because they want to draw. It's clickbait. They want to draw clicks to their channel. It's the stupidest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. You're gonna have to click on and see what they're talking about. That's what people do. They do that all the time. They find the most extreme point of view that they can possibly take, and they put it in big bold letters on their channel or on their blog or on their opinion piece, whatever it is. So you have to go and find out what they're talking about. And then you actually find out what they're talking about. They're not saying anything new. They're not saying anything that you haven't said yourself. And they're not adding anything. They don't even give any credit to the positive things that were in this movie. There's no way in the world that anybody can logically say that there's nothing good about this movie. At all. You can't.
I agree.
Even if you think the movie was 99.9% garbage, that 0.01% was tight. You know, you cannot. There's no way in the world you can say this movie was 100% trash. You know, I mean, I would just like to line all the people up like the Three Stooges, just slap all of them. You know, it's just that silly. It's completely silly. Thank you.
I got the dude's name, and let me give this warning. The name of the dude's channel is Ralph the Movie Maker. That's his YouTube channel. When you find the review of Batman vs. Superman, I'm just gonna give you a warning because it caught me off guard and it disturbed me as a viewer because I don't subscribe to none of this. He has a semi-edited gay male-on-male scene where it's a parody of Superman and Batman where Batman goes and does fellatio. I'm just letting you know so you can be prepared to fast forward with the quickness. I don't know what dude was thinking.
What does it have to do with the
most random, well, his point was there were so many random scenes that, you know, and then when he was talking about the extended edition, that he said, you know, I guess he was trying to be funny. And he said they added some new scenes, and here's one of them. And I'm watching, I'm like, oh, I thought he was doing a parody. And then, but it was some parody that he edited of male on male. What a dude, that was too much for the senses, even though it was blurred. I couldn't take it. I was like, no, I can't do this.
So he's basically poking fun at the fact that they added stuff in there randomly that had nothing to do with the movie. So he just put that random thing in there to say, just to make fun of it. Okay, I see what you're saying.
Right. Yeah, that's what he was doing. But I question it, unless you are that way. I question. Anyway, I don't want to go there. I don't want to offend nobody. But that really made me question, dude. Like, okay,
it questions his maturity level to put something like that in there, because if you're trying to make a serious point, you don't joke about things like that because it's offensive to those people.
Yeah,
you know, it'll be
right.
So that just shows his level of maturity. You know,
right. I'm just giving everyone a heads up. If you do decide to go over there, just be prepared to just keep your guard up because when it comes, I don't care if you. The fact that you know what he's doing is really happening just too much for me as a heterosexual male. I just couldn't do it. And when I figured out what was going on, because I thought it was a joke until he went down, and I was like, oh, this is real. Shit! Like, dude, I was like out of there like Dukes of Hazzard, man. But anyway, let me let John Shaw jump on here, man, before I give my thoughts. Go ahead.
Here we go.
And don't make it long, man, because we got to wrap this up, so don't be going crazy on me.
What you talking about, man?
Give me your thoughts. Like,
what we talking about?
Revisiting this movie, is Batman vs. Superman 100% dog crap, or is it just not that good? Which one to you?
Not that good.
Okay, so it ain't 100% crap, so to speak.
It's almost.
Hey, did you care? That's that 99.9%, that 1% he did leave out. Go ahead.
If it wasn't for the fight scenes, then some of the Bruce Wayne scenes and the Batman scenes. I like Ben Affleck's Batman. I like him. Superman, I can care less about. The Lois Lane scenes, I can care less about. Wonder Woman was cool. All the little cameos, the little beat, they could just left that shit out of there. And I know you said go watch the thing, but here's the thing though. I think I got it for free, and I still don't want to watch it. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And I was sitting there like, if some extra scenes to make sense of what you put with the original movie, so I said that kind of turns me off in itself right there. You know, even though I know, and it's like my thing is like I already know what they was doing, but that's just because I just know that. And I know what they were trying to do, and I know the storyline that you're trying to follow, and I just know that. But the average moviegoer is not going to know that. So yeah, the deleted scenes, okay, yeah, cool. But still, even at that, I still feel like if you got to explain the story with the deleted scenes, you should have put the deleted scenes in there. Why delete them? Why delete the scenes if it actually explains the story or explains why people are in the movie? Why would you delete that? That makes no sense to me. When you delete stuff, you delete it because it doesn't have anything. It doesn't affect the movie. It doesn't affect the story, and it doesn't affect the plot or whatever like that. That's why you would delete stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
And I would say that you are partially correct, but I say what I'm gonna say for my part. But go ahead.
And so my thing is like, if it affects the story, it should have stayed in there. If it makes the story make sense, it should have stayed in there.
Even if it made the movie 3 hours long.
Yeah. And so that's nothing. That's how I'm gonna figure out if it's the free version. I mean, what was the original? How long was the original movie?
Original movie was like 2 hours and 45.
So then, okay, and
somewhere around there. So this one was like 3 hours and 30. Like
okay,
3:20. That's long.
So this might be the
It's a long movie.
version. You know, cause I got that bootleg stuff. So but I was sitting there looking at it. I said 3 hours.
You got that. It ain't bootleg. You just got the movie. Don't dismiss. Go ahead.
So I was sitting there looking. I was like, okay, it's 3 hours. I was sitting there, and I started to hit play. And I was like, yeah, because you saying, yeah, you see some cool scene. I started hitting play. I was like, no, I went ahead and turned on Miss Robot. So I was like, I just couldn't do it. I was like, nah, I'm cool. And, I don't know. I might do it tomorrow or something. I got some time.
But see, but you have but that's fine. You know,
that's legit.
That's a legit take. You say it wasn't for me. I understand what they were doing. It didn't work. They didn't do it right. So there are some things I didn't like, some things I did like. Still didn't like the movie overall. That's cool. Okay, everything is not for everybody. You know, but these fools are sitting up there talking about it's the worst this, it's the worst that, the worst Batman ever. They lost all credibility.
No, you know what's the worst movie? It's this fucking movie called Cabin Fever, and they fucking remaking it.
Really?
Yes, they are remaking that shitty ass movie. Cabin Fever.
I don't even know. I don't even know what it is. So.
Hold on.
It's with remember the dude from what's that? Boy Meets World? The friend? Not the main dude, but the friend.
I know what you're talking about. What's his?
I forgot his name, but
yeah, I know what you're talking about.
But he was starring in the original one. He starred in the original one. That's why I went to go see. Cause I was like, oh, you got old boy in it. I was like, cool. I was like, I like Boy Meets World. That was a cool show.
Yeah.
And so
Topanga.
So I was like, yeah, Topanga. Yeah, but we all know why we was watching. But
you know what though? As she got older, she didn't stay attractive. I gotta tell you.
No.
She did not, man.
No. She still look good.
I had to see it. I know
because now they got a spinoff called Girl Meets World that's on Netflix, and they're grown and they're married and now it's basically focused on their daughter in school.
Okay. Well,
she looks exactly the same.
I had to see it because I know she.
So
I was like,
that's the movie
I'm married now, but still, no.
That's the movie that I would say is total 100% garbage.
Cabin Fever. I don't remember this movie.
And then
it's a group of 5 college graduates rent a cabin in the woods and begin to fall victim to a horrifying flesh-eating virus, which attracts the unwanted attention of homicidal locals. That's IMDb's explanation of the movie.
And the whole movie that you see, like this stuff is happening through the whole movie, right? And they just doing all kind of stupid stuff in the whole movie, right? Like, why are you doing this? What would you do that for? What the heck is wrong with you? Then the whole time when the movie ends, one, you don't even know what the fuck the virus is. You don't know where it came from. You don't know why it's there. You don't know what the hell is going on. You don't know who this people they just at the end of the movie they introduce. Who the hell is these people? And it's like, and then it's like this other scene is like, well, what did this have to do with this whole damn movie in the first place? And it's like it was the most retarded movie I ever seen in my life. And then I just recently found out they remaking it. And I was sitting there looking at the plot. I was like, yo, why does this look familiar? I was like, this whole plot just looks familiar. There's a character. I was like, oh, what the fuck?
They made a part 2 of this movie too in 2009.
Now that's a movie that I say is a completely 100% garbage, and that's why I rate every other movie against. So no, I can't say Batman Superman is total garbage because that's the most garbage movie I've ever seen in my life.
And you flushing it, right?
Yeah, I'm flushing it.
Okay.
How long was you waiting?
I don't know nothing about it. But going back to Batman, I would say this, man. I've watched it two and a half times. The one that was halftime was when my wife was watching it upstairs, and I was kind of coming in and out. But I watched it when I first bought it, and then I watched it with some friends who came over wanted to see it. And the first time I watched it, I got that, especially when the last fight scene with Doomsday really sends chills up my back. Especially when Doomsday power up and all that really gets me. But this movie was long, bro. Like I was fighting. It ain't a movie that you can just keep watching over and over and over again, like of Avengers or something like that. This movie is too long for one sit down. It's like Lord of the Rings. You got to really make time to watch this movie. And
it's kind of like how like the Ten Commandments you can only watch that once a year because it's like 4 hours long.
Right. This ain't a movie you just keep putting in. Hey guys, y'all want to watch Batman? No, this ain't the one. You talking about? My boy's like. He was sitting there with his wife, and it was right at when Batman and Superman was about to face off. So it feels like it's about to wrap. Any normal movie is about to wrap up at this point. So when it got done, he's like, "Oh, okay." I said, "No, bro, we got like another 35, 40 minutes." He's like, "What?" It's like he was ready to go, man. So we started watching it about 8:30. He didn't leave my house till like 11 something, like from watching that movie. And
shoot, I said, spend the night.
Yeah, basically, yeah. Get your pillows and cover, and I put the alarm clock on. But I was like, dude, D2K, man, and so I was literally fighting sleep. Like this movie, it was like so freaking long. Like I needed a intermission or something. Like, let me go get a bathroom break or something with this. So I gotta be honest. There is some things about this movie that just don't make any kind of sense. Like, and dude was bringing it up, like the fact that they try to blame. If you haven't seen the movie yet, push mute. But when they try to blame Superman for the murders in the desert area or in Africa or whatnot, or wherever they were, and it's like, how can you blame them? And in the extended edition, they show more what took place. But even the extended edition makes no sense when you think about it logically. If Superman killed them, they wouldn't have bullets in them, bullet holes in them. So how could you blame Superman for murdering these people when the bodies had bullets in them? So it was a lot of stuff, and I just say that one. But it was a whole lot of other things that I really just didn't think about until you sit back and think about that. And I'm real critical of stuff making sense in movies, and a lot of this stuff just did not make any sense.
If you're not paying attention to a narrative, then it wouldn't make any sense at all. But if you're paying attention to the narrative of the movie, you understand why it makes sense, because when you're doing because basically what was going on against Superman was equivalent to a witch hunt.
Right.
It didn't make any, there was no antithesis for it to make sense. There was no foundation of logic to blame him for anything. Mm-hmm. Other than the fact that his fight with Zod. They just, because of his fight with Zod, everything that he did was basically done under a microscope, and the little thing that went wrong that had Superman, residue on it, they blamed him for everything. Didn't
Right.
matter if it made sense. It didn't matter if it actually connected. They didn't care. They found the app. They basically wanted to do him in. That was the
Yeah.
whole point.
Right, and then from that angle, you can give it a pass. I was just going from after I seen it, and I still love the movie. It's still one of my favorite movies of the year. But it was just a few things that like probably could have been wrote a little bit better. I mean, like why Wonder Woman was trying to was so interested in Lex Luthor and the situation with Batman and her and what she was after. It was like, okay, I didn't really care because it was Wonder Woman. I'm just happy to see her. But now that this is my third time watching this movie. Like, what is that really a real reason trying to get this get what she was trying to get? So it's like I said, if you go over there and watch the dude's video, outside of the whole scene that he put in there, that was to me was just totally out of line. I think is worth a listen, even though I totally disagree with a lot of his takes. It's still worth the listen. But like I said, listen at your own peril or discretion, and make sure that you don't have no kids or anybody in there that you don't want to, because it's going to come at a totally random spot where you're not going to be prepared that this is where this is going to go. So just give you fair warning. But that's Ralph the Movie Maker. Go check it out. But it's a good movie to me. Now I'm ready for the Civil War movie before I can critique it, because I don't know. I just, like I said, there's a lot about that movie I did not like, but it's still a good movie, though. Just what Batman vs. Superman. I'm sorry.
Whatever.
Anything else, you guys, that we want to discuss before we get out of here? Because I think that's all I had.
No, I mean nothing that wouldn't start a conversation that would last another hour.
Yeah, we don't want to do that, And let me say this, man. I got it in the comment section. I know I don't really care, but just for factual sake, we don't talk about NX rumors on this podcast much, and I don't know where people's getting this mess from. Like, when have we really talked about NX rumors? Maybe once or twice. Anyway,
I'll take responsibility because I did mention the NX rumor in this podcast about the possibility of a Mario and a Pokemon game being launch title. But
that's a roundabout way. I'm talking about literally discussing the rumor, like, and acting like almost like what OJ do. And I know not the OJ. So let me clarify that. I'm just saying OJ, and he lets you know I'm going to discuss every rumor, whether that's what I do. That's what he do on his channel. We haven't done any of that, and I'll be sitting back like, what are you talking about? Anyway. So it ain't no big deal. So I just want to put that out. We don't talk rumors, but that's all I have, people. Like I said, go buy that Batman vs. Superman extended edition. Add it to your collection. Matter of fact, put it out where everyone can see it, because it's worthy of that type of display. And don't worry about John Shaw haterade. It's a good movie. It's worthy.
I'm planning to go see the Suicide Squad tomorrow.
Yes,
yeah. Tomorrow morning, 3D. Let's go. Yeah.
I think I'm gonna have to wait till Tuesday and go check it out. Then we got like a $6 Tuesdays where I stay, so I might check it out. But yeah, I haven't watched any reviews, but I've been seeing like the title of a few reviews, and I don't know. I ain't gonna sit up here and say that I was super excited about Suicide Squads, but because I'm curious with this particular Joker and what I believe and who I believe he is, I want to go see it. But and I'm curious to see if Will Smith is going to actually shine in this movie, because Will been doing bad lately. But go ahead, what was you finna say?
Well, so you think he is Jason Todd?
I think he's either Jason Todd or they're gonna play something. Or I don't believe he's the real Batman. Just like I found out that Lex Luthor ain't the ain't the Lex Luthor we know. He's the son in this movie in Batman vs Superman. He's actually Junior.
Did they actually say that he was dead? His father?
That's what I heard. That's what I heard, that he was the actual. I
No.
read an article.
I'm saying that in Batman vs Superman, did they actually say at any point that his father was dead?
No, because he made a statement when he was in there. See. This is what makes this movie so great. Remember? Look! I'll show y'all.
He thought that was funny.
when they was in the office where he was trying to basically bribe, I guess, the senator or whatever she was. Remember what she said? He said that he hopefully he comes back or something. He made a line alluding to him returning. So they never said anything about him being dead. He just wasn't there. So we don't really know where he is, and this probably will explain why the Junior already know about all these other people, because he probably got information from his father. So I don't know. I'm thinking
if they bring him back, I hope they get Kevin Spacey to play him again.
You said Kevin Spacey?
He was good.
I hope they get Kevin Spacey.
I don't think he was good. No, that was ruining for me.
I thought he was good. I thought he did. Gene Hackman killed it, but he got as close as that as anybody else I've seen. I mean, the guy that played him on either him or the guy that played him on Smallville. What's his name?
I'll go with Smallville.
Rosenberg. What's his name? Yeah, something like that. Yeah, that guy was pretty good.
I think he has to be younger than what's his name? You just named him.
Well, he's not that. He's not that. Well, he's the guy. Well, I mean, the guy that's on Smallville, he's not that.
Not him.
Older.
The other dude you named.
But I'm talking about Kevin Spacey.
Yeah. Spacey, yeah. He too old, I think. I think he's too old to play Lex.
No, he's not.
I think he had. I'm just saying, if you go by like Lex Luthor in the comics, Lex Luthor and Superman and all them around the same age, aren't they? I don't think Lex Luthor is that much older than what Superman would be. As always, I took it. So I would like to see somebody we don't know, or like you said, the dude from Smallville, or some guy that we don't know that got some height on him. You know, nice slender, a nice build on him. Not muscular, but not Kevin Spacey. You know, I can't see him, but I mean, hey, he a good actor though. Yeah, I don't know.
He was that was one of the only reasons that I liked the Superman Returns. You know, him and I thought that Brandon Routh did a good job of what pathetic material he got.
Yeah,
Well,
I think. I always thought he was a bad. That's what made me not like it, was the dude, Kevin Spacey playing Lex Luthor. Go ahead. What you saying, Sean?
Is Smallville worth watching?
You got cut out. What did you say?
Is Smallville worth watching?
Yeah, I mean, it has its ups and downs. It's got some good stuff in there. I mean, I thought it was really cool. One of the episodes was where Christopher Reeve was on there, and he actually was. I don't remember the episode in detail, but I know that he actually had something. He somehow got Clark to understand, you know, his heritage from Krypton. He figured something out. He was like really, really intelligent, really, really smart scientist or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But it was cool to have Christopher Reeve on the show, be the one that give this revelation to him about who he really is as Kal-El and all that type of stuff.
Okay. No, I never really watched Smallville. I had a friend that was off into a real big.
And the last episode was kind of slick because last episode transitioned. You know, I mean, he put the suit on. They played the John Williams music, and they had boom tunes going off and stuff like that. So Darkseid was coming, all that type of stuff. It was a nice way to transition from Smallville into like, okay, you know, Lois Lane is in Daily Planet. He's working at Daily Planet, and you know, it's like, okay, here we go. You know,
he just never looked like a Superman. He never looked like the traditional concept of Superman to me.
How many seasons was that?
I think like 5 or 6.
No, I think it was like 8 or 9.
Oh, he went that high? I thought it was
27 episode seasons or?
Probably.
Okay.
I just never liked how he looked as Superman. I always liked Lex Luthor's character in that series, but the actual Superman character just never looked like Superman to me. He looked like some guy they got to play Superman.
Well, that was the whole hook, is that they didn't want him to. I mean, they were trying to focus in on him as Clark Kent. That's why it was called Smallville. It wasn't about him being Superman.
No, what I mean is, now I'm not talking about him being so. I'm talking about him looking like the Superman character that you would see, like the traditional design, like what's his name, looked like Superman.
Christopher Reeve.
Christopher Reeve. He looked like Superman just in general. His facial structure, his chin. He had that Superman look. Whereas this dude that's playing Superman now, he kind of got it. You give him a pass.
It's just his shady hairline that messes up everything.
Yeah, his hairline,
and they could fix that with a wig. I mean, Christopher Reeve wore a wig. That wasn't his hair. He had blonde hair.
But he had the chin. He had the the short the cheek, the bone.
What's his name? Henry Cavill. He has the look of Superman. He has the chin. He's got he's chiseled. You know, I mean, he's a little short. I mean, I was kind of noticing that. Well, like, why is Superman shorter than Batman?
Yeah, that's what I was just saying. He's short, but they do with Tom Cruise too. They kind of do camera tricks to kind of every now and again you catch that he way shorter than whatchamacallit. But yeah, but he looks like Superman. So
yeah.
But whoever said that what's his name wasn't a good Batman is just lying through their teeth, man. This is the best on-screen Batman I've seen. I am shocked that he was killing people. Now that you think about it, that's one of Batman's creeds that he had never killed, and he was killing up a storm in his movie.
It depends on what comic you read.
Oh, okay. Well, I always thought that the main backdrop of Batman was that he refused to kill.
You can parody stuff like that in a tasteful way, like how it should have ended. Their website, they did the Batman versus Superman review, and it was kind of funny because how they were all sitting in the cafe talking about it, and he's like, Batman's like, oh, I'm never gonna live this down, am I? And you're like, yep. So,
But anyway, if I'm going to try to go check out that Suicide Squad. If y'all check it out, hopefully K-Bum check it out. We can try to talk about that next.
I want to hear K-Bum's what he thought about Ghostbusters.
He seen it?
Yeah, he said that weekend that it came out, he said we want to see it.
Okay, we can talk about that too. All right, then.
I heard people say, some people say it's good, some people say it's bad.
Then that means it's okay. That's why I take that. It's at least okay, decent. But let's go ahead and wrap this up, man. Go ahead, do our signing out. Starting with you, John Shaw. Go ahead and sign out.
It's your boy John Shaw. Stay tuned. Full Effect Gaming. Peace out.
D2K.
This is D2K signing out for another podcast. Y'all stay safe out there. Deuces.
And this is your boy Levelhead. About to sign off. Please go check us out over at fulleffectgaming.com. Also, stay tuned for Levelhead on the go. I'm going to try to do one of those as much as I can, trying to put more content on this channel. Also, go and keep following us and, all that you do. So, this is Live and Level. Till next time, people. Deuces.
No gimmicks.